Okay, I see you, and I'm gonna cut you off because you've been bothering me all since I did this hairdo. Hold on. Trusty busty scissors. I do this boho hairdo. Sometimes I don't be wanting my human hair strands to come out, so I don't bother with cutting these things. But this one is right in the front, and you're gonna have to not embarrass me in public. So I'm using my phone to get. Okay, good. Now when I see the other ones, I'll cut as I go. But anyway, you guys, I just want to give you guys a reflection on what just happened. Even though I did take full responsibility on my part as to why whatever happened to me with the guy happened, I did it myself. And each and every time I try to do something myself that's not what I'm supposed to be doing, like I'm not supposed to have my hands on finding my own husband. Um, Even if there's women out there that's getting theirs, they're putting themselves out there. There's women that are pursuing men and, all these other different things. And I'm not too old school to the point where, um, I expect for people to stand up as I excuse myself from the dinner table or push my chair in as I sit down, or I don't expect for people to be like that, but I do believe that chivalry is still existing. People got to show it within themselves. And you have to also show yourself how you want to be treated, whether you're with somebody or not. And being with that guy, I didn't show myself how I wanted to be treated. I was still texting him knowing he was not going to respond. So that part was my fault as well. And I think all of this is really showing me that this is probably why God did not bless me with a husband, because I still keep trying to do it myself, and I want whatever I make to work. And I want him to like it's like if I don't use the seeds that God has given me to plant and have good harvest, I expect him to make it grow with my seeds that I picked, and not the seeds that he want me to use in order for me to have a successful growing garden. If I can put it into simplest terms, I just got to take my hand out of certain things that is only for God to do. Even fixing problems, not just finding my own husband, but fixing certain problems like quitting because this certain girl at the job just don't like you when there's everybody else that adores you, or everybody else that's telling you you're doing a good job. And even if they don't let you know you're doing a good job, you don't want to quit because of that one person, because you can move prematurely, and you don't want to mess up or interfere in God's plans. Even though what God said is going to happen, regardless of if you do whatever, it's just that you want to make sure that you don't want to delay, forfeit, or cancel out your promises. What I did was not the will of God. I come on here all the time, lit. Sometimes y'all see me, y'all see my smoke because I, vape and all that. I'm not a perfect person. Nor do I try to come on here and be one way and not the other. It's just that I'm just being myself. And I know there are things I need to work on. So I'm going to be off of Facebook for a good while. I have this app called One Sec. And you go through it. Of course, you sign in. And if you want to kind of shut down more than one app, then you will have to like upgrade to a pro. But I have put the app on Instagram, but I find myself using Instagram quite often. But what I can do is log off of my main page and just concentrate on my main. Wait, hold on. What I'm trying to say is, One Sec is an app that will keep you from being on social media. You get a certain time to be on there, and then it will take it off. So do some more looking into that, because I don't know if I'm giving you all the right information. Please don't take my word for it. But just know that I'm trying to take a break on social media. So what I'm going to do is I can only get off of one app, and I can't go back in until I lift the app's lock or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and stick with being on Instagram, but my art page only. I'm going to log off on my main page, and that's whatever. I don't have to be on that one. But I'm going to stick to my art page, and that will help me kind of manage time, and I won't spend so much time on social media. Even with Twitter, I don't even use Twitter that much. I started using it the week, like maybe last week sometime. I started using it again. And I'm gonna start posting on there because not too many people. I don't have to be on there 24/7 looking at drama, and I can kind of control myself on there. I just need to kind of step away for a while. And I know my main Instagram page and Facebook has been really, really been taking the lead in my life, as well as jumping on dating websites and trying to find my own husband. These are things that I'm struggling with. Okay, I don't want to be lonely for the rest of my life. And I thought being with that man, like finally, yes, somebody that loves me for me, Our first visit was where he lived. So, and this man saying that he wanted to make me his wife. And then it went from having a great weekend to coming back home and then noticing, why do I feel like I just did the walk of shame? And I knew about the walk of shame before going over to his house, before like I was even making plans to visit him. Like, why did you even unblock him in the first place, girl? Because I had him blocked along with other guys. Now, those other guys, I didn't unblock. Started talking to somebody else today. No, yesterday actually. Got his number and everything. But that was a no-no as well. Because all I'm doing is trying to ease my pain more by just moving on. I was ghosted pretty much. You read my text messages. You did not respond. And you started blocking me from TikTok. And you blocked me from Instagram. And I started blocking you from Facebook. And I unblocked you from Google Chat and all kind of other stuff. You're just playing the petty game. And I'm just thinking, okay, this is his way of telling me he don't want to be with me. I don't have to hear his words, which sucks because I still feel like as an adult, you should talk. Say something. Even if it's you not being interested, then I will respect you more because you actually had the conversation. But you can't get that out of anybody. And just like my therapist said, you have to just concentrate on the things that are within your control. Not what other people should feel or they should try to understand you. And yeah, you're right. They should try to understand you. So make them understand you. No, you're never going to get people to see things how you see things. Or you're never going to get people to be like, no, to believe that you don't have an attitude. And you just have to wash your hands of it. You know what you did and what you didn't do. You know that you were genuinely intentional when it comes to not hurting people's feelings. You wasn't being ruthless. You wasn't being unapproachable and all these different things. But these are things, however somebody else may feel about you, whatever they saying about you, and you know it's not true, you can't control that. So I can't make him want to talk to me, unblock me, and have a adult conversation like a real man and a real woman should. All this blocking games and me sending unnecessary text messages trying to get him to talk to me when he showed me since Tuesday night he ain't interested no more. And that same day he claimed, I'm still feel the same about you. I still want to be with you. But then later on that night you read all my text messages and don't respond. And the next day I text you hi. And then later on, are you okay? And you just now saw him today. I can't do that. Even if he was to come back. No, because the way you left, you have to stay left. If I allow you to come back, even though this is all my doing, because if I wasn't on that dating website, none of this stuff would happen. I get it. If I wasn't so quick to give this person a chance, it wouldn't have happened, period. So I'm still taking accountability. And also, too, what's beyond my control is expecting the other person to say sorry or to take accountability. Because there are still a lot of people out there, no matter what age, who still feel like they didn't do nothing wrong. And it's all you. Forget how I'm coming at you out of nowhere. It's all you. Forget the fact that I can just leave when I want to leave you and ghost you without an explanation. It's all you. And if you know it's not, you took accountability for your part in it, but not everything, just your part, that shouldn't make you feel bad. Because there are some people out there that are so blameless. They are so without guilt, without fault, without any mistakes. They're perfect. There's something else deeper that's going on with them. And they try to deflect and put it on you. I don't know what this man's problem was. I knew he was dealing with something with his daughter. Something should have just told me after saying goodnight. He took it the wrong way, as if I was upset because he wasn't moving fast enough for me. And that wasn't it. I'm just saying that I understood that you may not be able to get to me because you just told me that you're dealing with something with your daughter. Don't act like I'm insensitive. All I did was say goodnight. I'll speak to you tomorrow. No big deal. And he took it the wrong way. And I really believe he had to make up something to have against me, or he had to start an argument to give himself an excuse to break up with me so he can deal with somebody else. That has also happened to me before. And as a woman, I know. I have intuition. I know. I didn't do nothing that bad for you to snap on me the way that you did and decided to ghost me and not talk to me like a man. Okay. So guess what I have to do? Because how he's acting is beyond my control. I know what I did do. I took accountability for it. And I know what I didn't do. And I took accountability for that. If I choose to unblock him and still keep talking to him, try to get him to talk to me, all me at that point. But if I keep him blocked, move on, try to get rid of this hurt, I let go, so it shouldn't hurt as much as day by day goes by. I got to keep myself occupied with work, school, God, and not in that order, and not another man. Because it's not going to heal, it's not going to help, it's going to hinder. And I put my own self in bondage that I may not be able to get out of this time. And that's when I feel I have to really think of every situation that I put myself into that was not ordained by God. I have to look at it as a life or death situation. You've been in the wrong place. You can't expect for God's hand of grace to be on you. If you're with the wrong person, I can't expect for God's hand of grace to be on me to protect me if I'm in a place where I shouldn't be. And that's over some man's house with my legs up in the air or my butt in the air. Coochie out. One of them. I don't know. I'm just being for real. So that story time was whack. I try to do everything I can to suppress it, but it's just something that I have to deal with, that I've been dealing with. I was never able to get with somebody else smoothly just to get over somebody that hurt me. No, because guess what? As a 41-year-old, I'm still making mistakes. I'm not saying do that and just make a mistake, ask God to forgive you. Make a mistake, ask God to forgive you. Sometimes my flesh take over and I'm like, come back when you're hurting. And we're going to cry together, pick our faces up off the ground and do it again. I haven't even been in church for a while. Not just because of school and this plantar fasciitis, because I just didn't plain feel like going. But I went over somebody's house. You know, and all these things I know God is looking at. He's not pleased with it. God is a jealous God. So whatever I try to do on my own, he gonna break that up because it's not what he wants from me. And I told God, I was just like, how does one have, and I've always wondered, like, how does one have a desire to read the Bible and to go to church and just on fire for God? How does one have that desire? How does one start having that desire? And how does one keep it? To keep themselves occupied so they won't be like those wandering donkeys. You know? Like, I want to be in one place. I don't want to be one of those foolish bridesmaids that missed it. I don't want to misinterpret what the word says. I don't want to add to the word or take it away. But when I hear get your house in order, now I'm starting to think this. Not just making sure that your house and everybody in your house, because you know how the Bible says, as for me and my house, we will praise the Lord. I feel like when they say get your house in order, I really don't know why I feel it's with yourself. Get yourself in order. Now, I don't want to misinterpret it. Again, I'm going to read the word. I'm going to really dissect that and really find out what it really means. But I don't know why I have a feeling that it means to get yourself in order. Not just your house, but the house being like this temple. Get it in order. Could be wrong. I do not want to misinterpret that word. But I'm only coming on here confessing this stuff to y'all because as the Bible says, we're supposed to confess our sins to one another. Me finding my own husband is not going to work. I've seen so many stories how I met my wife, how I met my husband on YouTube. And God is all up in the midst. God is all up in their stories. When they say, let God write your love stories, I've always wondered, what would that be like? I'm in nowhere near ready for a husband or to be in a relationship. I still have it in my mind. I wonder what us going through a whole phase feels like. I still want to try to tip and dip and find out. I can't have that type of mentality and then want God to bless me with one of his men as my husband. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I struggle and that's where I have a challenge. So, I just thought I'd come on here and tell y'all that. And I'm going to go ahead and finish my homework. I may stay up a little later than 9 just so I can finish this project. If I am not finished with this project tonight, I got to finish it tomorrow. I have until Sunday, and tomorrow is Friday. So, and I got 2 more assignments to do after this one, plus some discussion post responses. So that's what I should be concentrated on. Not putting my homework aside to go mess around with some dude that don't value me because he don't value himself. He can't treat you a certain way because he don't know how to treat himself. I don't even know if this man truly loves the Lord. I just wanted to be in a relationship so bad. And that should say a lot about me. You know what I mean? So at least I know how to look at myself and own up for myself and that's in my control. What's out of my control is trying to expect somebody to have an apologetic or to own up or take accountability. Because like I said, some people just don't think they're wrong. And when you apologizing, it's not for that person. It's for you so you can be set free. Let that person live in their own funk, their own traumatic experiences that is going to keep them deflecting their stuff on other people, or all of a sudden you don't know how to have a conversation and speak to that person and say, I don't want to be with you no more. I don't find that this is working. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And I've been doing some thinking. We did move too fast. You can't expect nobody to have that or say that because that's beyond your control. They won't. And them ghosting us, or that man ghosting me, that's beyond my control. I can't make nobody love me. I can't make nobody be a man. I can't make nobody be a father to their kids. I can't make nobody do nothing. And it's true. A man will do, a woman will do only what you allow them to do. If you keep being available for them, why? Because they cute. You're only giving them the green light to treat you more and more and more like, and that's 100% the truth. With 2 F's. Take out the TH. It's the truth. As a matter of fact, it's a TROOFFF. So I'm going to end by saying it's going to be hard to give up my will and my way and my desires. But I know in order for me to make it to the kingdom of heaven, I got to denounce myself. My flesh included. My desires included. What I want to do included. It's so easy to say, but doing it is a whole other thing. And you're like, oh, but when am I going to get filled with yours, Lord? Take too long enough, I'm going to do it again myself and will never be able to make it into the kingdom of heaven. And I think that's what scares me. But at the same time, it's like I still have the mentality, if it's going to take too long, I'm going to do it myself. That's where I have the challenge. So that's all I'm going to say, you guys. I hope you guys have a great night. And I hope everybody's enjoying their week, whether you're on fall break like me, doing homework, barely gotten any rest. But that's okay. Okay, I need to go sit my fast tail down somewhere. All right, y'all. Bye.